The Brooklyn Cruise Terminal is said to be a chaotic nightmare. Today, we're going to find out if that's actually true. You've probably heard the stories, or maybe you've even seen the frantic forum posts. Long lines, confusing directions, total madness. But is Red Hook really the stressful, disorganized disaster that people claim? Well, in today's adventure, you're coming with us for a real, unfiltered look at what the terminal is actually like. From the moment our Uber turns into the port to the second we step onto the ship. We're going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's see if the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal lives up to its reputation. The first hurdle of any cruise day is simply getting to the terminal. And with Brooklyn, this is where the anxiety begins. Unlike Manhattan Terminal, it's tucked away in Red Hook, Brooklyn, a neighborhood with industrial roots and cool maritime vibes. And if you're local like us, driving may seem like the easiest choice. The on-site outdoor parking lot is convenient. Drive in, grab a ticket, and pay on the way in. But it's not cheap. Parking is currently $45 a day. To pay, they do take cash and major credit cards. You can, and honestly should, reserve parking ahead of time on the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal website. It guarantees you a spot and lets you pay in advance. The address you'll need for your GPS is 210 Clinton Wharf. But here's our take. Unless you absolutely have to drive, consider some other options. Between New York traffic and that parking fee, it may not be worth the stress. We're locals and we didn't drive. Public transportation is the least expensive option, but it's also the most complicated, especially with your luggage. There's no subway stop right at the terminal. You'll need to either take the F to Smith 9th Street or take the 2, 3, 4, 5 N or R to Borough Hall. Either way, you'll need to transfer to a bus and then walk 4 to 6 blocks with your bags. For the first-time cruisers or anyone with more than a light carry-on, this is a tough route. The New York City ferry is one option that we haven't tried, but we would consider it, especially if we were coming in from Manhattan. The South Brooklyn route stops at Red Hook, which is right at the terminal. You pick it up at Pier 11 Wall Street, and a one-way ticket is currently $4.50. A rideshare or a taxi is the easiest and most straightforward choice. You can grab a yellow cab or book an Uber, a Lyft, or a private car from anywhere in the city. Just know that coming from Manhattan into Brooklyn may involve traffic, a toll, and of course a tip. We arrived by Uber and it was convenient. But next time we might pre-book a private car just to remove one more decision from an already hectic day. No matter how you get there, the approach is an experience. Red Hook doesn't feel like the Brooklyn tourists know. You'll pass warehouses, cobblestone streets, and wide industrial blocks. It's charming, but it's also the moment you start to understand why people warned you about this terminal. As soon as we get close, we queue up several blocks away. This is where the legendary chaos begins. Cars, taxis, Ubers, all funneling into one entry point. And yes, it's congested. Definitely plan extra time regardless of how you're getting there. But here's the surprising part. Once you actually turn into the terminal grounds, things calm down a lot. There are clear lanes for drop-off and staff actively directs the cars. The building itself is a massive reclaimed warehouse with just one pier, which actually simplifies things. One ship, one entrance, and no confusion about which terminal you'll need. Once our Uber stopped, handing off luggage was incredibly easy. The porters are right there, they check your tags, take your bags, and you're done. If you haven't cruised much, here's a reminder. Print and attach your luggage tags before you leave home. We use reusable cruise luggage tag holders. We'll link ours below. And don't forget, anything you pack in those bags are gone until it arrives in your stateroom. So keep your passports, cruise documents, medications, valuables, a swimsuit if you want to hit the pool early, all in your carry-on bag. As for tipping, Yes, absolutely do tip your porters. We typically do $2 to $3 per bag. With our heavy bags gone, we headed inside to tackle the security and check-in. Now this is where the experience becomes a toss-up. Some days it may be quick, but on our day, it was not. There was a huge line outside of the building with no signage and no staff directing passengers. And this is where the chaos finally showed up. A giant line, no guidance, and a lot of confused cruisers. Once we confirmed we were in the right place, we joined the line, and it moved slowly. The warehouse layout means that the queue sneaks back and forth for what feels like forever. It took us over 30 minutes just to clear security. If this step-by-step breakdown is helping ease your cruise day anxiety, hit the like button. It really supports the channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more cruise tips and travel guides just like this. Once you've checked in, you're officially in limbo. The boarding lounge is a huge open space filled with rows of chairs, functional but extremely basic. Here's what surprised us though. There are no windows, no water views, no skyline, not even a peek at the Statue of Liberty. It doesn't feel like a cruise terminal at all, more like what it is, an old warehouse. On the bright side, the Wi-Fi worked, and this is the perfect time to download or set up your cruise line app. And so this is the boarding area. We have been led into this holding area. I did see one for priority over where you see the glass windows over there. And we were given a boarding card. So we are group 13 boarding. And let's talk about this process. Okay, so let's talk. This process has not been like any other that I've ever experienced when boarding a cruise ship. So first off, the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal, we waited about 10-ish minutes once we got off of the highway to get into the drop-off area. The flow of traffic is not the best coming in, and of course you have the people getting off of the cruise ship, buses, etc. When we came in, there was nobody directing us what to do. We were just standing there wondering where to go next. Eventually someone came over to us and asked us, and I quote, "Where are you going?" So that tells you exactly what the vibe is like here. And these are not Princess employees, to be clear and to be fair. This is the International Shore Operations Organization. Now we're just sitting here, and they give you a boarding time. They just say, come anytime between 10:30 and 12:30. And you're thinking you're just going to walk on the ship. Well, hello, you're not. Here's the process. When you get up to the security line, you have to have out your medallion and your passport. They will scan your medallion and security will look at your passport. If you don't have your medallion, you go stand on the blue line and they'll give you your medallion. If you have a green lane, which means you already have your medallion, you go stand on that line. We went into that line, they scanned my medallion, looked at everyone else's passport again. Then they dropped us off in here. The general boarding time forces you to sit here in the lounge, and if you knew what time you could actually get on the ship, that would be better spent. So I did manage to find a little snack area. It cost $18 and some change to get a 4-pack of Oreos, pretzels, potato chips, and 2 Lipton sweet teas. And just as I came back to the chair, they're starting the boarding. They're at group 2, so we'll be at the buffet soon enough. And finally, it's time. When your group is called, you'll walk through the last section of the terminal and directly onto the ship. We'll take you along so you can see exactly what boarding looks like from inside the building and from the ship itself. If you want to see more of our New England to Canada cruise on the Enchanted Princess, we'll link that for you above and below. It is happening. We are leaving the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal, headed on board the Enchanted Princess. Good boarding. Okay. The group said they did not want to take a picture. I think we're all anxious. The sign says leaving Brooklyn. Forget about it. So there is an elevator if you need it over here on the left, and then you can take the stairs if you're so inclined. or of course the escalator. But either way, you're leaving Brooklyn. Forget about it. So, is the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal a chaotic nightmare? Honestly, it depends on the day. For us, it wasn't a nightmare, more like a mildly stressful bad dream. We absolutely see how it could be a nightmare though. With only one ship in port at a time, there's really no reason the process shouldn't run like a well-oiled machine. So here's our advice. First, pack your patience. Plan extra time for arrival traffic, expect long security lines, and prepare for that windowless waiting area. And finally, celebrate the sail away because the views are incredible. Honestly, next to leaving out of Manhattan, these are some of the best views of our hometown that you'll ever get. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever cruised out of the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal? What was your experience like? Drop it for us in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when the next adventure begins. And no matter where your next adventures take you, we hope that you enjoy the journey. Bye now.